Welcome back, EcomChief members. Get ready, because today we're diving into a definitive explainer coaching module that breaks down the exact step-by-step framework to guarantee viral retention and massively scale your store's traffic. Seriously, did you know most e-commerce stores lose up to 60% of their viewers in just the first 2 seconds? That is a staggering amount of wasted potential. So we're stripping away all the guesswork, all the assumptions, and giving you the absolute gold standard for short-form product content. Grab a pen, take some notes, because this retention blueprint is literally going to change the way you market your products forever. So let's start with a really hard truth. You're putting in the work, right? You're filming, editing, and posting every single day. But you're getting low views, stagnant growth, and absolutely zero sales. So why is this happening? Well, it's because social media platforms are in this massive, ruthless war for watch time, and their algorithms aggressively punish bad retention. Look, the algorithm doesn't care how revolutionary or how cheap your product is. It only cares about one thing: keeping users on the app. If people swipe away after 2 seconds, boom, the algorithm categorizes your content as boring. If your product shorts aren't perfectly structured to hold human attention, they're going to die in the feed instantly. It really is that simple. We need a total strategy overhaul to play this game, and that starts right now. Here's our agenda for today. 1. The visual hook. 2. 3-second mastery. 3. Pacing and payoff. And finally, 4. Execute and scale today. Let's get right to it. Step 1. The visual hook. Okay, this first step is all about stopping that ruthless scroll. The most crucial point you need to understand is that your content must be instantly understandable without sound. Think about the reality of modern social media. A huge chunk of your audience is watching with their volume completely muted. They're on the train, they're in a waiting room, or, they're secretly scrolling at their office desk. Because of this, your very first frame has to be highly visual. It needs to be simple enough for a 5-year-old to instantly grasp exactly what it's about, before their brain even processes a single word. If it takes them reading a giant, confusing caption to figure out what you're selling, it's too late. You've already lost them. Absolute visual clarity is your first line of defense. Now, to achieve that undeniable visual dominance, you've got to systematically follow 3 foundational rules. Number 1, perfectly align your product in a clear, central position. Number 2, use a recognizable setting every single time you film. And number 3, by doing this consistently, you build massive brandability. And what does that mean for your store? It means instant trust. When a user's scrolling at 100 miles an hour, and they catch your specific desk setup, your specific lighting, or your unique camera angle, they immediately recognize your style. They know it's you, they trust the quality, and they know they're in for a really satisfying product story. That familiarity is what stops the thumb. All right, so once your visuals are locked in, you need to completely shift how you write for those visuals. You've got to run your product script through a readability checker and aim for a 5th grade reading level, or honestly, even lower. This is absolutely critical. Never ever use corporate jargon. For example, please don't say something like, "We are leveraging synergistic ROI to maximize your daily productivity," right? No one talks like that in real life, and it alienates the buyer immediately. Instead, you want to strip your script down to its rawest, simplest form and inject a personal goal or a little bit of irony. Frame it more like, "This $5 gadget just fixed my massive daily headache." Make the viewer actually invested in the simple human why behind the product, rather than just throwing a generic list of tech specs at them. Step 2, 3-second mastery. Okay, we have the visual hook established. Now we have to lock the viewer in. I want you to write this number down right now. 3. You have exactly 3 seconds to deliver both your visual hook and your core foreshadowing statement. Today's consumer literally has an attention span shorter than a goldfish. They are ruthless. If you waste this precious 3-second window just clearing your throat or introducing yourself or showing off your logo, your retention graph is going to plummet like a rock before the video even really starts. You have to treat these 3 seconds as the single most valuable piece of real estate in your entire business. So here is the exact 3-second architecture you need to deploy. 1. The hook. You use this to visually stop the scroll. 2. Foreshadowing. This explicitly sets an expectation of what's going to happen at the very end, giving them a real reason to stick around. And 3. The mechanism. By introducing a structural mechanism, you create a clear roadmap for the viewer's brain. Like, you might say, "I'm going to show you how to completely fix your posture in 3 easy steps." Now the viewer knows exactly what the payoff is, and they know it's only going to take 3 steps to get there. This mechanism essentially forces them to stay, because they're psychologically compelled to see the resolution of that exact roadmap. Now, to keep that momentum going flawlessly after those first 3 seconds, you must adopt but therefore storytelling. Treat this as an official, unbreakable EcomChief law for your scripts. This framework basically dictates that every single beat of your script involves dynamic change. It moves the narrative forward rapidly through actions, obstacles, and reactions. Under this law, there is absolutely zero dead air. And what is dead air in short-form content? It's a breath, a long pause, someone slowly walking into the frame, or a lingering shot of a product just sitting on a table. It's any moment where the viewer's brain gets bored. Every single beat has to propel the story forward. Look at this stark contrast. Never ever say something like, "Let's get started," or "Now let me show you how it works." Those phrases, they are pacing breaks. And in the ruthless world of the algorithm, a pacing break equals immediate death in the feed. It literally gives the viewer permission to swipe away. Instead of using those lazy transitions, use constant, rapid change through but and therefore transitions. This keeps the story moving way faster than the viewer's thumb can scroll away. You're basically keeping them delightfully off balance so they literally cannot look away from their screen. I want you to burn this exact structural beat into your memory right now, because this is the non-negotiable template for every single one of your product videos moving forward. Action, I tried to use X. Obstacle, but it broke. New action, therefore I built Y. Let's look at a real-world product example to put that into perspective. I tried to use a regular kitchen blender on frozen fruit, but the motor completely burned out. Therefore, I engineered this titanium smoothie maker that crushes solid ice in 2 seconds. See? It creates instant, undeniable intrigue. It's the exact same story as just listing your features, but framed through this conflict-driven lens, it sounds infinitely more compelling and keeps the buyer absolutely hooked until the very end. Step 3, pacing and payoffs. All right, this is where we ruthlessly edit your content in post-production to hit the exact back-end metrics that actually trigger the algorithm to push your product to the masses. Listen up, 90%